Now, Lagos is getting more expensive. Rent, houses for sale, land for sale, the price is just going crazy. And a lot of people are like, will the bubble burst? Will it crash? Will people still keep up? And so on and so forth. Like, a lot of people have just, investors abroad have been like, how you guys are affording this rate? This is crazy, this is too expensive, this is too high, and so on. And in this episode of Meet the Property Guy, I'll be talking about 5 effects, 5 consequences of the rising prices of properties here in Lagos. So I'm just trying to tell you about the dooms that are coming. Alright, so in case you are coming across a video like this for the first time, this Meet the Property Guy Property channel, and this is where we discuss everything real estate. For those who want to invest, those who have been investing, and those who have invested in real estate here in Lagos or even in Nigeria entirely, we share tips, guides, and advice on what to look out for, where to look out for, and the different things to look out for when you are about to invest in real estate. So there are so many topics that I've covered already about real estate in Lagos, real estate outside Lagos, comparison of different locations, shortlists, property documents. So after watching these episodes, I also advise go to my property channel. There's just so many videos I've done, and I promise you are definitely going to learn a lot from them. So let's look at it, the 5 effects of the rising prices of properties here in Lagos. Now, the first effect of the rising price of properties is simple: higher cost of rent. So the price of rent will continue going up. Last year, a 4-bedroom at Orchid was still selling at 50 million for a terrace. Right now, a terrace is 65 million. You can't just tell people that are buying a 4-bedroom at 65 million to be collecting the same rent as those people that bought the 4-bedroom at 55 million. It's not possible. So people that are buying at 65 million right now, they'll be collecting around like 5 million naira for rent, while people that bought their own at 55 million will be collecting their rent at like around 4 million naira for rent. So as the cost of houses continue to rise, as the cost of land continues to rise, so also is the cost of rent. Now, for a mini flat, 1 bedroom in Lekki phase 1, 2.5 million, 2 million right now. A duplex in Ikoyi right now is like 20 million for rent. Rent, 20 million. A duplex in Ikate right now, fully detached, is like 8 million to 10 million naira for rent at Ikate. A duplex in Aja right now, fully detached, in Aja right now is like 4.5 to 5 million naira for rent. In Aja, these are places that people are like, I can't go to Aja, or I can't stay in Aja. It's 5 million naira for rent already. And even most of the locations where a lot of people are like, they are reluctant to invest before, or they are reluctant to go there before, the rent in those locations also have gone up too. And this is one of the crazy effects of what real estate companies are doing, because real estate companies are continuously manipulating the market. They launch a property at 10 million and then they tell you it's 17 million, and everybody's like, wow, my investment is appreciating. Yes, but people that are going to rent house are going to see when, because that means that the rent in that location is also going to continue to rise. Because when the people that bought land at 17 million are going to build there and rent it out, their rent will be higher compared to when land was selling there at 10 million. So the most obvious effect of the high cost of houses here in Lagos means that there will be a high cost of rent. And I've been telling people, I've been predicting it, and it's going to happen. At some point, most of the people that are working in Lagos will not be able to afford to stay in Lagos, even for rent. They will not be able to afford in Lagos, to stay in Lagos. So a lot of people will be renting a house in Shagamu, renting a house in Ibadan, because that's where they can afford to stay in Lagos. Because the rent in Lagos would have got so expensive that their monthly income or monthly salary cannot afford it. And it will get to that point. Definitely, it will get to that point. Considering how price of land is skyrocketing and how price of houses is skyrocketing. So the most obvious reason is high cost of rent. Rent will continue to get more expensive as the cost of houses in Lagos gets more expensive, which is like a blessing to some people which are investors, and then a cost to some people or a problem to some people who are tenants. Now, the second effect of the rising prices of properties in Lagos is smaller rooms. That's already happening anyway, because land is getting more precious, land is getting more expensive. Everybody will be building to maximize their investment. I bought the land at 30 million naira. Then I won't be building a bungalow. I'll be building like 3 floors or 4 floors. I'll be squeezing as much rooms as I can squeeze so I can get my return on investment. It's capitalism. It's just as simple as that. So rooms will continue to get small. See, all the rooms that we are even complaining now that is small, 5 years time, we'll be saying that those rooms were even bigger, or these rooms are even worse. Rooms will continue getting smaller. That's just the reality. Rooms will continue getting smaller because price of land is getting more expensive, price of houses are getting more expensive. People will continue reduce the size of everything, size of kitchen, size of store, size of sitting room, size of bed. They will continue reducing it because everybody wants to maximize as much as they can maximize. And another reason why they are reducing the cost is because, okay, for example, if we build based on the standard room sizes, the living room is big, the bedroom is big, the house will be 50 million. But they are looking at it that how many people can afford 50 million. So instead, they reduce the number of rooms so that instead of building one house, they can build 3 houses. Now they are selling each of those houses at 30 million. 30 times 3, that's 90 million. More people will be able to afford 30 million than 50 million. So which means that their market is bigger. They make more profit. They sell faster, they make more profit. So tell me, why shouldn't they build smaller rooms? They will definitely build smaller rooms. Same thing for rent. The rent with standard room is like maybe 5 million, but they're looking at it as how many people can afford 5 million. So instead, they reduce the size of the rooms and instead charge 1 million naira. And then they build in 5 places. Still the same 5 million, rooms are smaller, but at least 11 people can still afford 1 million naira than 5 million. So these are some of the factors, these are some of the consequences of the continuous rise in prices of properties in Lagos. So a lot of people are cashing out, a lot of people are making more money, but all this still comes back to haunt the home buyers and also the people that are going to be renting the house. Now, another thing I've been predicting for a while now is bungalows are getting to extinction, particularly in Lagos. Bungalows are getting to extinction. Go to Songotedo, all developments are terraces. Go to Ibeju, terraces. Down to Ibeju-Lekki, terraces, block of flats. Even Ekpe, people still don't want to build bungalow. They still want to build terraces or maisonettes. Bungalows are phasing out. So everybody now are building high rises. All the premium apartments, premium developments in Lekki phase 1 in Kate right now, 6 floors, 8 floors, 12 floors. So everybody are going to high rises because of the cost of land. When you bought land at 170 million, 100 million, tell me, why should I build one house? So if I buy a land at 100 million and I build a high rise of like 20 apartments, 15 apartments, then I can maximize my investment more and get more return on investments. If I bought land at 50 million, why should I build a bungalow or 1 floor, a duplex? But I can build 4 floors and have like 10 or 11 apartments there, thereby maximizing my investment. So as long as price of land is continuously going up more and more in Lagos, there will be more high rises than bungalow houses. So right now you can't even find any bungalow in Lekki apart from Thomas Estates and maybe Soya. That's where you can find a bungalow in Aja. Songotedo, hold bungalow. Ibeju, hold bungalow. Ibeju-Lekki, you can still see a new bungalow relatively. So you can see now, so new development now, people don't want to build a bungalow, they want to build high rise, they want to go 4 floors, they want to go 6 floors. So what people are selling right now is serviced apartments, maisonettes, terrace duplexes, and so on, because of the high cost of land. So there won't be bungalows. If there is any bungalow right now, if you are a very good investor, buy it. See, as much bungalows as you can buy right now, here, there, just buy it. As of 2 years ago, a bungalow in Thomas Estate was 25 to 35 million to 30 million, 25-30 million, max 32 million. Now a bungalow in Thomas Estate is 48 to 50 million. 48 to 50 million bungalow. So bungalows are good. By the time you see like 3 years time, the number of bungalows in the market, that is new houses, will probably be like around maybe only 10 or 12 in the entire Lagos. So more and more developments are going to high rises because of the high cost of properties and the rising prices of properties. Now when there are more high rises, that will take us to the next effect of the rising cost of properties: less privacy. The privacy that you are going to have in your bungalow house, privately gated, you have your private compound, your kids can play around, you have a backyard, that's privacy. That's an ideal family home. But when you are going high rises, 2 floors, 4 floors, 6 floors, 8 floors, you don't have a private compound, you don't have your private privacy, you are taking the elevator, or you are taking the staircase, it's public use, everybody can use it. Your veranda is likely the only private space you have, and the veranda is not even private because people can see you from outside. The compound is for everyone. The swimming pool is for everyone. The kids playground is for everyone. So you can see that there are definitely going to be less and less privacy. Even a lot of development are even going to co-living, where you can have your private bedroom, but you are going to be sharing kitchen and be sharing living space. So because of how expensive and how fast land is rising in Lagos, houses is rising in Lagos, there will definitely going to be less privacy in the available apartments. The houses that are selling right now are less private than the houses that were selling 5 years ago. 5 years ago, you can have your private fence. Your wife can like go out in the compound just with her bra and then anything, but you can't try that right now because your terrace house, once you just come out like this, your neighbor is seeing you. So houses are going to be becoming less private. That's just the reality. They are going to be becoming less private, and even the privacy that you are having right now will even be better than the privacy that will be available in 2 years or 3 years time. It's going to be getting worse. That's what I'm just trying to tell you. It's going to be getting less and less private. Now lastly, the effect of the rising prices of properties here in Lagos is that there is spillover already, and I've been telling people Lekki is getting more expensive, there is spillover to Aja is getting more expensive, spillover to Songotedo is getting more expensive, spillover to Ibeju is getting more expensive, spillover to Aboyaya. That's how it's spilling over down to Ibeju-Lekki, down to Ekpe. So if you are looking at it that no, they're showing property in Ibeju-Lekki, and you're like, no, I can't go to Ibeju-Lekki, Ibeju-Lekki is far. See, by the time rents in your place go to ×4 or ×3 the current price, you go to Ibeju-Lekki to go and rent. The same places that you are feeling like you can't stay there, you can't invest there because it's still bush, it's still rent. These are the places you are still going to go and stay, because that's where your rent can afford. 10-12 years ago, nobody wanted to stay in Chevron because it was swamp, it was bush, nothing was there, nothing was happening. Nobody will pay 2 million naira rent in Songotedo 10 years ago, but now it's happening. A lot of people that are staying in VI, that are working in VI, that are working in Lekki Phase 1 are staying in Songotedo right now because that's what they can afford. You can't afford a 3 bedroom in Orchid right now. You can't afford a 3 bedroom in Chevron right now. Start going to Songotedo because that's where they can afford rent. Spillover, and this spillover is not only in Lagos, it's even getting to Ogun State. Arepo, Magbo right now, duplex is like 50 million. Rent is also like almost 1.5, 1.2 million naira for rent. Arepo, Magbo 10 years ago were places like the average earners were going to. People that can't afford Lagos, people that can't afford Ikorodu, that's where they were going to. But now, people that are average earners cannot even afford to rent Naripo now. Not talk of that, they can afford to build there or live there. So this spillover is real. It's happening already. Mowe is getting more expensive right now. Even although Shagamu Interchange right now also getting more expensive because of the spillover. As one location is getting more expensive, the next location after it will start rising in prices too, because people will start moving there. As that one gets more expensive, people will move again, and the same place where they are moving to again will also get more expensive. So the rising prices of properties in Lagos are creating a very big spillover to Ogun State, which is why you must start investing in these places early. Because if you dull it and you keep saying it's far, it's bush, I can't live there, you will realize that by the time Lagos gets so expensive to a point that it's going to become unbearable, you will be forced to move out of Lagos to go to these places that you are avoiding. A lot of people are going to Ikorodu now to rent. They are leaving Surulere, leaving Anthony, leaving Maryland to go to Ikorodu to rent, because they can no longer afford rent in these locations. But 6-7 years ago, when they could have bought a property in Ikorodu, they were reluctant. They were like, Ikorodu, what am I doing in Ikorodu? Ikorodu is far. But now that same Ikorodu is where they are looking for a house to rent. So this spillover is real. This spillover will continue to occur as long as Lagos continues to get more and more expensive. So these are the different effects of the rising prices of properties in Lagos. Higher rents, everybody's going to high rises, less privacy, spillover, because all these locations neighboring Lagos are also going to be getting more expensive. So these are presenting opportunities for investors. I will say that these are opportunities for people to make money, and as usual, these are also opportunities for people to complain. The government are not doing enough. Lagos is for the rich. The rich people are the problem of this country, and all this whatever. See, you are only in a capitalist economy. You have to position yourself into opportunities. You are either going to will or gain. You are either going to complain or be a part of people that are making profits. Invest early. Invest in locations before people move into these locations. So, and for people that are investing already, hold as long as possible. Don't sell in a rush. Trust me, don't sell in a rush. That location that you buy that is looking like nothing is happening there, it will still boom. I can guarantee you that. It will still boom. That's just it. So these are the different effects of the rising prices of properties in Lagos, and most of these effects have not even got to the peak yet. So rent in Lagos is just starting. Rent in Lagos at some point will be average of 2 million. Average. And I'm taking, when I say average, I mean like the most remote place in Lagos will be 2 million at some point. So rent in Lagos, it has not peaked at all. At all. So, and the spillover is real, and the spillover will continue happening. People will move out of Ajah to Eleko. People will move out of Eleko to Epe. People will move out of Epe to Ijebu. People will move out of Ijebu to another place again. People will continue moving. So the spillover is real. Every location will continue to get more expensive as long as Lagos is getting more expensive. That's just the truth. And if you can invest in bungalows, see, I have bungalows. I have so many bungalows in my portfolio right now. You should be sending me a DM right now. Invest in bungalows, because as properties in Lagos is getting more expensive, everybody is going to high rises. Your bungalows will have less competition, and that means you can charge as much as you want on it. Trust me, you can charge as much as you want on it. So you can share your view, your perspective about this particular topic in the comments. Tell us what you feel about the continuous price of properties in Lagos. Tell us your view, tell us your opinion, tell us your suggestions also if you have a solution to this. To me, I don't think there's any solution. Well, I'm making money from it anyway, so you can also make money from it. You should also be making money from it. So every problem is an opportunity. So properties in Lagos will continue to rise. Is a problem for some people, and it's an opportunity for some people. So that's just it. So as if you made number one property on the planet, your property advisor, property consultant Rabi Mustafa. Thanks once again for watching this video. Again, you can always come to my DM. My WhatsApp number is always on the screen. You can always come to my DM. My DM is open for free. For free. I'm not charging consultation. I've renounced that. I'm not charging consultation. You can always come to my DM. Come ask me your questions. But please, before you call me on WhatsApp, please drop me a WhatsApp text. Please, before you call me on WhatsApp, drop me a WhatsApp text. You can schedule, you can talk, I can listen to you, listen to your investment objective, listen to challenges you are facing, and I can advise accordingly. Thanks once again for the support. Thanks once again for the comments, the views, for the shares, the likes, for the subscribe also. I appreciate a lot of you guys. I appreciate you so much, and see you next time.